my biggest pet peeve in bars is when you're in the bathroom and the door is locked and people are knocking on it. It's my biggest pet peeve. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Like, I gave you the courtesy of locking the door. What do you think I'm going to reply if I'm sitting on the toilet? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, update you on what part of like the process I'm in?
Working overtime, serve beer at a Bushwick dive, just trying to stay alive, but it's so damn hard. But I will not worry, though life ain't going as I planned. I heard it be hard, but it's so much harder. Well, I keep doing the best I can, the best I can.
Welcome in and welcome back to Under the Apron, the podcast that asks one question. Have you ever tried smelling salts? Have you?
No.
No?
I have not. Yeah.
I just made Skylar try it. Do you want to try one? You don't know? Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm going to do it. Why not do it on camera?
There we go. All right. We're going to do that in just a second. I love that. That's such a good answer. Our guest beforehand was like, no fucking way. We also have Cowboy here. And Mike is not with us today because he is working. So we are very lucky to be blessed with our co-host today, Skylar Brumley. Welcome. How you feeling?
Feeling great.
Loosened
feeling
up?
good. Yeah. Nice and loose. Chilling.
Yeah, I like it. You got like a whole
My vibe right now.
Vibe going on. Well, we have a very special guest today. Somebody who I see more than almost anybody else in my life, and the husband of one of our favorite guests on the show, Bentley Robles. We met. The first time we met was actually the night of their wedding. They had their after party at Alligator Lounge, and that's how I met both Bentley and Ronan. And now he's here on the show. Welcome to the show, Ronan.
Thank you. Thank you. When you first were doing the introduction, I was like, are you introducing me?
Welcome to the show, Cowboy.
Yeah.
He's already
Actually, I literally forgot that's how we met.
Yeah.
When you were just saying that now.
That was a fun night.
That was a wild night. And I forgot about that night. Like, but now I remember.
Yeah. It was.
Wait, wasn't it your wedding night?
It was, exactly. That's how we met. I thought it was going to be like, we met we met somewhere. Like, but no, you actually were the bartender.
Yeah. And shout out to, we were just talking about this off camera, but shout out to Bentley, who is ascending into the heavens with his music and working his ass off. He's got a show tonight that Ronan's going to go to afterwards. Maybe we'll go to, who knows. But we love you, Bentley, and congratulations on all of your success. And we were just talking about, like, it must be crazy to be watching that from.
Yeah, like we just discussed. It's weird, but it's also like you see, it's like one of those cliche things where you hear all these artists to be like, I just worked hard for 10 years and then it worked out. So it's like I think he's on that trajectory.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. I do not know a harder working person than him.
Well, you know me.
Yeah. Again, I do not know.
Fuck. All right, Bentley, you got to teach me some things. Okay, so we are going to jump right into Ronan's story, but because he is open-minded enough to try this, we're gonna give you. I'll do it with you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I actually have no experience. Tell me exactly what to do.
Okay, so smelling salt is used usually to like revive somebody who is unconscious. Then it became a thing where like athletes use it, like hockey players will use it right before they get on shift.
Okay.
It just like wakes you up.
Focuses.
Definitely a bit of a shock, but you just want to take one quick whiff from about here. I'll do it
If
with
my
you.
mom is watching, athletes use it. Okay.
Athletes use it. This is. What, do you not listen to Joe Rogan? Hi, Mom. All right.
It's that strong. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You always hit it so deep.
I've got bad nostrils.
Oh, you know what it reminded me of when you jump in a swimming pool, a chlorine filled
Yeah.
And it like goes up your nose.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded.
Do you want it one more time?
I'll do it one more time.
Yeah.
That wasn't as strong as the first one, which I'm kind of happy with.
All right. Well,
Twice.
now that you're all
you
athletically
proud, Mom?
prepared, what story do you have for us?
I like looked down and I could like see the inside of my leg basically. I will never suck your dick.
I wound up watching Back to the Future, getting fucked up with Doc Brown.
As he like sits her on the stool
no joke, she shit herself.
Oh no!
Dude, this story's crazy, guys.
It's story time.
So I worked in 46th and 9th, and then I was there one night. It was a Tuesday night, and I actually I was serving at this point. I wasn't bartending, and me and my coworker got a call, and it was like 1 a.m. We were closing at 2, and it was from this guy. She answered the phone, and this guy was like, "Hey, I'm in the vent, the air conditioning vent, and I have a bomb." And
What?
And she was like, I saw her on the phone. And I just see her hand shake, and she was speechless. And I was like, "What? Like, what did you get? Did you get a call? Like, did you get a personal call?" And she said, "No, there's somebody in the vent, and he has a bomb." And I was like, "No, I was like, give me the phone," and because I've been working in Hell's Kitchen for I'd say like 2 years at this point, so nothing phased me. And I was like, "You are not in the vent. Get out!" But we did have these huge capacity air vents that it turned out to be, but I was like, "There's no way there's anybody in the vent." Like I knew that there wouldn't be, but it was this 20-minute ordeal where she was like about to leave and I was like, "Actually, if you feel uncomfortable, leave." But I was like, "I'm really not phased if there's someone in the vent with a bomb. Like I just want to get that in the knee," which probably said more about me than it did about the person. But she like had a full breakdown, and I initially I was like a bit shocked, but I was like, "Okay, we have to call the police."
Right.
But there was no one in the bar at that point besides the person that said they were in the vent. We had to call the police. We called the police, and they were like, "Actually, this is an ongoing scam in the area. They're telling you, so they want you to fled, and then there's people in a van across the street, and they're going to run into the bar and rob the place."
Oh shit!
In the meantime of doing this.
Whoa.
So I think that was the craziest thing over the phone. It's not even that long, and I was trying to remember the details. She freaked the fuck out. I was just kind of like, "Oh, seriously?" Like at like the last hour, like if you did it at 8 o'clock, we might get out of work early, but it's like it was 1 a.m. And I'll never forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's the first bomb threat that I've ever heard. Yeah.
I wish it was one of those moments that there was audio on us and there was cameras on us, because I was like, I would love to revisit it, but it was all very much a blur, and I just remember being annoyed more than scared. Like, oh my god, I'm often like that now still.
Get
too.
out the fucking vent, man.
Yeah.
Get out of
Like
it.
you're more pissed that he's there like after 1 o'clock than him being in the vent with the
And I'm
bomb.
kind of like, I'm so tired. If you're gonna do it, do it. Like just do it. Don't play around. Like I don't have the energy.
No tips, Jesus.
No, exactly. Yeah, and I think it's because it was a dead Tuesday night too, where I was like, I had nothing to live for.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I probably made $26. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
you actually are doing me a favor by picking me up right now. Like, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on to topic roulette. Who, if you haven't watched the show, Ronan's mom,
Literally going
if you haven't watched it before, topic roulette is when we come with a topic about the service industry that our guest hasn't heard of beforehand, and the guest comes with a topic that we haven't heard of beforehand, and we discuss for about 8 minutes. So, would you like to go first or second?
Second.
Okay. So I have kind of a weird one, but have you yourself ever, or have you been working in a place where you've seen your coworkers have like a really messy hookup with another one of your coworkers? Like, have you ever seen something get really bad, or with a customer, but like just basically like kind of like tragic, dramatic hookups in the service industry?
I don't think I've ever seen it on premise. I've seen it off premise after hours. It's always been after hours. It's never been before work. But I've seen some dark, messy shit. Usually at like bars that we would frequent, and then I was always I was gonna say loser, but the responsible one that would just be sitting blacking out by myself while other people were in the bathroom doing other things. I was Like if I was going to the bathroom, it was me time. Like I was just like, I'm not. But I've seen. Yeah. Also, I feel like I'm not sure if you've seen this too, but more often than not, it was like problematic coworkers' partners that necessarily know shit. Like or like they would be messy. It would be like, oh, their boyfriend or their girlfriend's coming. It would be like, night's over.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh,
The night's over
yeah.
before it's began.
Yeah.
That type of shit. So I don't think I've ever seen anything on premise, because I think I worked in actually. Yeah. No, I don't know.
No.
Not on premise.
Fair
no.
enough.
No.
Have you?
I had a couple who met each other. They dated for a long time, and then she got fired, and then she started working at the bar across the street. And it was like nothing ever happened, but it was every time like the bosses went out to like just go check on tables outside, like her staring at them. And then they ended up getting in like huge arguments about him staying because he didn't want to leave.
Right.
He felt like he enjoyed his job. And that it ended up pretty messy in that they eventually broke up because of it.
Just because she moved to another restaurant?
No, it wasn't her moving. It was her getting fired and him staying there.
Ah.
She was pissed about that, and
Weird.
he was, he was putting his foot down, kind of like you
Picking
can't.
sides.
You're not allowed. Yeah, and you never want your partner to pick their job over you. I
Yeah.
get that, but at the same time, it's like it is money. But if I were in their position, I would have left. I would have gone to a different. I would have gone to a different bar.
Yeah.
I would have never. Did they get together at work?
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, but as in like they were both single people at the job, or they entered
Yes.
the. Okay. Okay.
Yes, they were
It's-
both
it's
single
so
people at
messy.
the job. Yeah.
Yeah,
oh.
no.
Yeah,
It is messy.
It's never a good thing.
That
I would say both leave. Yeah.
Here's the thing about that, because for if you don't work in the service industry, you might not know this. But although I think it's kind of universally expected about work people in general, is like, hey, there's always some like old OG person who comes out of like the basement. It's like, hey, young buck, don't hook up with any of your staff because it'll go terribly wrong. And you're like, okay, and I've heard it, and I've seen a couple of things, but I went like 10 years recklessly hooking up with people in the service industry in my like coworkers, and it should have gone wrong, and it didn't, and until it went very, very, very wrong. So I was seeing somebody else at the time. I was and we were together for about 2 years, and we broke up. We were like on a break, right?
Did you tell her that?
Who? yeah. I told her afterwards. No. So this was like a very traumatic thing for me. Like, or like very sad at the moment. Like, I thought this is ending now. After 2 years of being together, and I really loved her, but we were, whatever. So I'm at my bar, and there was a very fucking crazy girl who had been working there the whole time, who I knew was crazy. So it's on me. But I was really sad about the breakup, and I was drinking a lot, and she was like, I'll stay around till you close, haha. And I knew where it was going. I saw it all coming. I probably saw the future too, but I just, like I said, I went 10 years without getting hit by a bullet. I thought I was impenetrable. We hooked up drunkenly in the back of Alligator in the pizza kitchen. So if you've ever had pizza from Alligator, we might know each other. And shortly thereafter, I which, by the way, told her, doesn't matter because I knew she was crazy, so this doesn't matter. But I said to her while it was happening, I'm like, listen, I am in no shape to be dating anybody. This is like, we have sexual tension. Let's release the sexual tension and move on. I may get back together with my ex. I don't know. Sure. Yeah. We hook up. Shortly thereafter, I get back with my ex, maybe 2 weeks later, and this girl, whatever was going on in her head, decides I'm going to ruin this kid's life. And so every time I came to work, regulars and customers would be like, yo, do you know that Anne-Marie was just here? And she was like talking like crazy shit about you. And then I'd get a call from my manager being like, hey, so what's going on? And I'd be like, and I just tried to avoid it. I'm like, I'm being the bigger person here. I don't give a fuck. I'm not listening to it. And it just kept happening for a year. Full year passes. Always drama. Again, I'm trying to just put on horse blind.
Does it interfere with your relationship when you get back with the person?
So,
That's
not
what they do too.
until a year later.
A year.
Still.
And have you come face to face with her in this year?
Yeah. She was opening on Sunday days, and I was closing.
Oh yes, you were.
So I had to like take the baton, and of course never said a fucking word to me. It was never, she never had the balls to do that, but then was just a fucking lunatic outside of that. She befriends a local idiot who was a lesbian, and this girl's like in love with her, and they're thick as thieves, and like after I would take over, they would just sit in the corner and like all this stupid shit.
Misery.
Right? Misery. This girl is so in love with the bartender that she would do anything for her. So I know for a fact, directed by the bartender that I had hooked up with once in a fucking pizza kitchen, decides to text my now fiance, with pages and pages of text about how me and this girl had hooked up and all this other shit, mostly like lies. Like she said I was selling cocaine, like all types of crazy shit. But told her that I had hooked up with the bartender, and then threatened her life. My ex was a marathon runner, and this girl lived on our block, and she was like, "If I ever see you, I'm gonna shoot you in the leg, and you'll never be able to run another marathon." And I had to
The
call.
lesbian said.
The lesbian said that. I had to call her mom and be like, because I knew her mother, and I was like, "Listen, if you don't get your fucking daughter in line, I'm calling the police. If she ever shows her face back at our bar, I will call the police and I'll punch her straight in the fucking face. I don't care if she's a woman. Like, she threatened my fucking fiance's life. Like, we're not playing games anymore." And it was all. I knew that behind the scenes, because the girl who did that is a fucking idiot. And if you listen to this, you're a fucking idiot. But the girl, she couldn't think of that on her own.
Yes.
It was Anne Marie in the back pulling all the strings. Okay, so that's what happened, and I ended up having to tell my fiance, yes, I hooked up with this girl. I'm so sorry. It caused a lot of drama.
But also, when people are that crazy, it actually is just like it takes away from what you did. It's like, okay, wait, actually, it's like, oh, you're actually they think you're blowing up your spot, but they're actually just blowing up their own spot.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like drinking for free at the bar. She could never come back into the bar anymore. It's like, you fucked yourself over.
For what?
Yeah, exactly. What did
And
you?
I guarantee you that girl never gave that other girl anything.
I don't know about that, but I can tell you one thing for sure: it wasn't worth it. But the reason that I thought about this is because that girl left shortly thereafter, moved to Florida, where people like that deserve to be.
People go to die.
Where people go to die or have fucking schizophrenia, and I don't hear a word from her. Thank God, weight off my shoulder. Until 2 weeks ago, I'm bartending at Alligator, and I turn, and there's her dumbass face, like, and she comes up and tries to run and give me a hug. She's like, "Hi, I haven't seen you forever," and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, are you crazy?"
You
Like,
said this to her?
no, in my head, I was like,
You're probably shocked. You were just like, what the fuck?
I'm at work. It's busy. If I open my mouth, I'm going off.
Yes.
Like, we're gonna have to shut this bitch down. I'm going to break a fucking. I will flip.
Did you pretend or did you cold shoulder?
No, she came and gave me a hug, and I was like, okay. And she's like, "I haven't seen you forever." And I just walked away, and anytime she would come and try to walk, I would just walk to the other side of the bar until she finally got the message and like walked out with her head down. And it's just like, how could you be that fucking crazy to think that after you threatened my fucking ex's life, that you could just come into the bar and be like, "Hey,
I haven't seen you in for like.
haven't seen you in forever." Fuck out of here, man.
That's the true like meaning of crazy. To like
Yeah.
just be like let's forgive and forget. No, like no, you're threatening somebody's life. That's not like it's not like it's not even like, oh, I hope you die. It's like you actually threatened to hurt somebody else.
Somebody that I care about.
Yes,
For no
not even
reason.
me. Yeah,
Yeah. So crazy.
Wild.
Crazy.
And she's still in Florida.
I hope.
I hope.
Let's hope.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Yeah, so that's my dramatic fucking story. But I'm surprised that in 10 years you haven't. I feel like there's always some couple that has something crazy always happens at a bar or restaurant.
I'm trying to think. I think Bentley deals with a lot more of the craziness because he's a late night bartender. I'm not sure if he said this in the last podcast, but he had this regular before that, like, one time scrawled his name into his arm
Oh my God.
with like a is it a protractor? You know that thing?
Yeah.
And Benny, I was like, oh, you have to block and run from this person. Like, this is not normal.
Real quick before we move on to your topic, on the flip side of this, the positives of work romance in the service industry, Ryan and Kim are
I just got engaged.
Just got
I saw that yesterday. So I hope I'm invited. Actually, it's like 6 hours upstate. Do it in Brooklyn for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wild.
I know.
They're perfect.
They're so sweet.
They also have two chihuahuas.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ryan and Kim. Cheers to you guys.
I hope you have Wi-Fi upstate and you can hear this.
Yeah. I don't think this gets up there.
I don't know if it gets up to Syracuse, but if it does,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's lovely. So there's hope sometimes. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to move on to your topic. What do you have?
So again, I'm coming with so many I have two options with this, but the first one that is my biggest pet peeve in bars is when you're in the bathroom and the door is locked and people are knocking on it. It's my biggest pet peeve. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Like, I gave you the courtesy of locking the door. What do you think I'm going to reply if I'm sitting on the toilet? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, update you on what part of like the process I'm in? I hate it. It pisses people. Hello. What do you want me to say? I'm doing the most intimate thing a person could be doing. Right? Like, leave me alone. Yes, I'm throwing. I could be doing. Like, leave me alone. Like if you could be lining something up, there could be anything happening there. Like
Yeah.
leave it alone. It
I
pisses me off
think
to no
it's for
avail.
people do so.
You're a door.
I
You
know
knock on the
why.
bathroom door.
No, I don't.
You
I
do.
don't.
You
No,
do.
because
I
well,
hate you.
No.
You do.
One time I actually did do it to my my cook, and he was praying, and I didn't know that,
Oh.
and he got super pissed. But there was
In the
just a line-
bathroom?
there was a line, and he's the cook, and I was like, dude, I need you. You've been in there for now like 20 minutes. Like even if you're pooping, like pinch it
Yeah.
off. But I did not know he's praying, and then I got yelled at. And I was like, that's the only time I have done it. But I do understand why you would knock if you see more than one person go in, because I've been in bathrooms where there's more than one person and they're doing drugs and they just don't shut the fuck up.
Do you guys have other, not only just in the service industry, but like pet peeves that just immediately get you to 100? Like for me, because I'm on my bike a lot in the city, anybody who lays on their horn, like unless it's for what it's used for, which is there's an emergency, I need to alert you that something's going on, or if you've been like sitting at the green light for 30 seconds, a little tap to just wake them up. But people lay on their motherfucking horns for no. There's
An orchestra of horns.
there's
like,
3 blocks of traffic ahead of you, and you're on your horn. We don't know that there's fucking traffic.
It's the same thing as
We
the
don't know.
locked door, man. It's the same thing.
You don't.
Same
Yes,
feeling.
yeah, exactly.
What do you think's
Yeah.
gonna happen?
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think we can like get a helicopter to lift you up and like give you a bird's eye?
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
Oh. Oh shit! Thanks for reminding me with your horn. Now we're gonna disperse our 3 fucking blocks of traffic. I think both. The thing that connects those two is that some people truly don't understand that they're just one person in a sea of other people who are all trying to live their lives. This city is filled with people who all think they're the most important person. And
Yes.
so like there's just so many like different things and situations that occur where that just gets exposed of like, hey, you don't understand what's happening here. You're not that important.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how many followers you have. There's still traffic. You can't stop the traffic.
Yeah. Similar to being in traffic, actually, a pivot on that is I was at Mirage like 2 or 3 months ago, and I was in line. Like, there's like 4 security checks to get in there. It's more than the airport. But I was at one of them, and this guy was like, there was me and my 2 friends, and he was like shoveling past us. And I had to turn around and be like, do you think I'm in this line for fun? Like, do
Yeah.
you think I'm here for, like, this is part of my night out? Like, I am going to the same place as you. I also have been here before you. Like, you're trying to get past me? Like, it's like the traffic thing. Like, what makes you more important than me?
Yeah.
Like, you're not the artist, you'd be on stage. If you were important, you'd be guest listed.
Right.
Like, you're the same as me. And I remember turning to him and being like, looking him dead in the eye, be like, I'm not, like, do you think I'm here for fun? And he was like, well, I'm just trying to get in. I'm like, as am I.
Right.
Like, you think your time is more precious than mine? We paid the same amount of money.
Yeah.
I'm dressed better. Like,
Okay, that was fun.
it was. Like, yeah, that was good.
I'm so glad that you were able to make it and come on. I remember you were supposed to do one of the video things that we did, and then it didn't work out
Yes.
last second.
No, it all worked out today.
Yes, it did. It's wonderful, and we finally get to talk. One thing that I did want to say, one last thing, and then we'll get towards the end of the show. But what's so funny, and I love this about you, is because we run into each other more than anybody else.
3 times a day.
Yeah, 3 times a day.
It's not normal. It
It-
really is.
Well, but it turns out we live right next to each other, so it makes sense. But like, if I'm walking down the street, or I'm getting on the subway, or I'm in the gym, or I'm buying groceries, I do not want to run into anybody I know. Don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't care. I don't, and it's nothing against you.
I'll actively cross the street. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dude, so you have the exact same energy I do, and I fucking love it. It's just like, hey, okay, bye. Like, what are we gonna do? Sit here and tell each other? Like, it's like trying to talk to you while you're in the bathroom.
Exactly.
yeah.
Don't knock on my invisible door right now. Like, I always say that to my friends too. They'll text me and be like, "Was that just you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I was actively ignoring you." Like, it's not, it's just I'm not in the mental. Like, if I'm walking to work, or I'm walking home from work, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
nothing. It's not you. It's me.
No.
And I do. We're so good at just acknowledging. I think maybe we've stopped once or twice.
Maybe
passing.
once, yeah.
It would be weird if we stopped.
Yeah.
It'd be uncomfortable. I'd be
Dude,
like, no,
people
move.
try that so much. I have a couple friends who go to the gym with me, or go to the same gym that I do, and they always want to have like a stop and chat. I'm like, I don't.
'Cause
What
you
are we
just
gonna learn about
Fill
each
it
other?
with lies. I met people that I went to college with recently, like in Dublin, like 5 years ago, and I was like, "We have to hang out." And I knew the minute I said it, I was like, "I will never hang
Yeah.
out with you ever again."
Totally.
You just say things you regret.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was always great. Because you used to come to the gym across from Radagast when I worked there, and every time I saw you, it was just like
Yeah. Yeah.
one quick wave. That's all.
That's all you need.
Well, I'm not. I don't want to hear how you are.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Don't tell me how you're doing.
Yeah. If I wanted to know, I'd text you. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
How was the gym?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Dude,
No.
I'm so appreciative
Yes.
that the two people, you and Bentley, who in my world are like lines crossed so much, are so the same as I am. Because if you weren't, if you were,
No. Yeah.
if you were cut from some other,
I
sort
wouldn't
of
be here
cloth-
today.
Yeah, I would move.
To Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going straight to Florida, baby. Okay, so do you have any other questions or anything that you want to talk about?
I don't necessarily think so.
No.
I think my least favorite thing that customers do to me at the bar is say surprise me. So I think if you're watching this, you go to a bar and you don't say surprise me. That's my least surprising.
Oh
no,
yeah.
no, I'm not surprising you. I'm not. Surprise me and tell me exactly what you want. Like I'm not.
I'll surprise you by getting this.
Surprise me. Here's a Michelob Ultra.
No, literally. Like it's like, oh, what's your favorite thing to make? Beer. Like,
Yeah.
like no.
That's my least favorite. What is your favorite thing to make? What do you mean? Pouring a glass of wine is my favorite thing to do.
Yes.
Because the wine's right there and the glasses are right there and
Yes.
you're here.
Yes.
If somebody over at the other side of the bar asked me, I'd say beer because that's the closest thing.
It's like and people it's like when they ask you and again I like my job but like I'm not very passionate about like I like being a bartender and I appreciate all the bartenders but like I'm not passionate like I'm not so it's like then when they're trying to figure out I'm just like I'm just happy to be here. I'm pouring this and cashing out and leaving. Like
It's such a question asked by someone who's never bartended. You know what I mean? What's your favorite thing to make? No, I could tell you what my favorite thing to drink is.
Yes.
I could tell you what my favorite thing someone else to make
Yes.
would be, but I don't want to make you a whiskey sour, so we're not going to do that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
A lot of
yeah.
people make drinks skinny too. It's no.
Oh yeah.
Next time somebody asks me to surprise them, I'm just gonna give them a smelling salt.
No, that's actually a
That's
great
surprising.
Yeah,
That's a
surprise!
smelling salts as a rim on a glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to pair it with different. I like to pair my smelling salts with different things. I do have one more question for you before we move on to the end of the show, which is you just mentioned. As I believe the two of us both feel the same way, that the service industry is a great job, bartending's a fun job, pays the bills. Not passionate about it. Is there something that you are passionate about? Are you working on anything? Do you have like a?
Well, not to take the spot, but I definitely am hoping to launch a podcast on my own.
Oh,
in the new year.
let's
Yes.
go.
I'll have you guys back on.
I would love
but
that.
I'm hoping it's like in development right now. Me have 2 lines written in my notebook.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
in
in
development.
development.
Yeah. Literally, my
That should be the name
name,
of your podcast.
my name and my age. And so yeah, I'm hoping to do that in
That's
January,
awesome.
and also that this is a great learning.
What
experience.
are you gonna do it about? Do you know?
That's in development. No, it's going to be called in
I just know I
development.
like hearing
Yeah,
myself
yeah,
talk.
Oh, yeah, I literally
and
just,
I'm
yeah.
trying to find an outlet.
I
for
just
that.
want to get paid for being me. That's quite literally what I want to do. And for like just to be able to sit and talk shit. That's
Fuck
what
yeah,
I-
man. I mean,
A
I'm
lot of other people get paid very well for doing it, and they're not half as interesting or attractive. So
hello. That's what we're talking about.
so yeah, no, that type of thing.
Welcome
yeah.
to In Development. I love that. That's awesome. Listen, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I'll even keep this on the podcast, but this thing was an idea that got kicked around for years and years and years before decided to pull the trigger on it. And it was scary and it's weird and there's a learning curve, and I think I'm still very much on the coming up that learning curve. And who the fuck knows if this will ever do anything, as far as like for me financially or any of that stuff. So much fun, learned so much. Like really, especially when you're working in the service industry and stuff, it's so good to have a balance of doing something that you are excited to go do. Like I was so excited about today for weeks, if you're intelligent and you're creative and you need a place to put that, as we usually do, whatever the thing is, if you have an idea, just fucking do the idea. This is to anybody out there. If you're out there in the service industry or anywhere else and you're like, I want to try it, but should I fucking try it? And it's so easy to kick that can down the road. And I'm telling you, if this were to end today, I am so glad that I did it. So happy that like because it's really fun to be the person that you want to be and do the things that you want to do. So I fully support you. If you when you do start that, happy to promote you guys on here and have you back on. And we would love to do your podcast. So
Absolutely.
that's great.
Also, on that note as well, I'm incredibly impressed with how good you are at this.
Oh, thank
Like,
you.
I know being a bartender, you have so much social skills and things like that. But seeing you in the site, it's like, oh, feels like what you should be doing.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you.
too.
No, thank you. I'm just the guest co-host,
Yeah,
so you don't need to do it for me. But thank you. I agree.
Yeah. This is my Floridian friend. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are going to. By the way, fuck you, Anne Marie, if you listen to this podcast. You stupid fucking
Episode
idiot.
is called "Fuck You." Anne-Marie.
No, why would you come to my bar? There's 1,000 bars in New York City, you stupid psycho. Moving on.
She definitely watches this too.
Yeah. It's just out there
100%.
flicking your bean in
Yeah.
fucking Florida. She's got the door locked in a bathroom somewhere watching this.
Yeah.
Somebody's knocking on the door.
1 more minute.
Your girlfriend's getting a long text soon.
Oh god. PTSD, dude. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the end of the show, which is Chris Marcella's Fast Five. If you haven't listened to the podcast, which I believe you have, but we're going to ask you 5 quick questions and just fastest response, first thing that comes to your mind.
Chris Marcella's Fast 5 or 10.
All right, here we go. Which celebrity can you not stand that most people like?
Taylor Swift.
All right, one movie that you love that most people hate.
Ooh. I love Con Air. That's my favorite movie
Yes.
ever.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
2 girls, 1 cup for me.
Would you rather be the most attractive person for the rest of your life or just get $10 million?
$10 million.
All right, this one's a little.
for
I
it.
did not run these by.
The worst.
All right, would you rather eat human meat or poop in front of your mother for a year?
Me and my mom are close.
So.
Yeah, she's also given birth to me. It's like something she hasn't seen before.
Right, she pooped when she gave birth to you.
Mom.
Hi, Mom.
And what's the best meal you've had in a different country?
Best meal I've had in a different country. I think when I went to South Africa when I was like 16, and we went on a safari, and we stayed in this like insane resort thing. This is not reflective of my childhood. It was a once in a lifetime experience. And it was like one of these restaurants where there was no menu. It was just whatever you could request, and it was kind of like a farm to table type thing. And it was just anything that I ate there was incredible.
Wow.
We did shoot a deer one day, and then we ate it that night.
Nice.
I didn't shoot it. And I am against. No, I wasn't going to say I'm against hunting. I'm impartial. But yeah, and that experience.
Not into human meat.
Yeah.
But deer meat's good.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. I think that's. Or when I went to Mexico, the ceviche in Mexico is insane.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to Mexico in March for a wedding. I'm excited.
Sick. What
Yeah,
part?
Oaxaca, and then we're gonna go to Mexico City to check it out because I've never been.
I don't really.
I'm excited, Matt Fortier. Congratulations. Okay, well, this has been wonderful.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for doing it.
having me.
And truly, I'm really happy. I hope that this helps you to give you a little more insight and
Absolutely.
confidence to doing your own stuff. And we can talk off camera if you have any questions
Yes.
for me to
absolutely.
help you out with that.
Amazing.
And we are going to end the show the same way that we always end the show, with our guest giving us a joke or a quote. So what do you got for us?
It's a quote. I was thinking because I didn't want to do something cliche, but I was thinking it's advice that I give to everybody. Don't be the first to arrive, and never be the last to leave.
Hey, there we go. I love it. All right, guys. Well, what have we learned? If you're crazy, go to Florida. If somebody's in the bathroom, let them fucking
Knock.
poop. Do not knock. Don't puke in the fucking sink. What else? What have we learned? What did you learn today?
What did I learn today? No, you just named all of them. What did I learn? That, human meat. I was going to say human meat. I'm surprised you said I really would not want to poop in front of my mom, but I'm glad that you're so close to your mother.
I am very close to her. Sue.
Guys, thank you again. I love you. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, always.
It's fun.
Guys, we'll see you next time. Bye, Ronan's mom. Bye.
Thank you.